Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Steve Moran, and today I want to talk to you about implementing a tripwire into your practice. And I believe that a tripwire is the single easiest way to double your practice. So let's get started. What exactly is a tripwire? Well, a tripwire is an irresistible, super low ticket offer that converts prospects into buyers. Now, I'm not sure if you're old enough to remember this, but when I was younger and we used to get newspapers delivered to us, the back page, it seemed like, of every Sunday paper had this incredible offer. Get 13 records or tapes for $1. And Columbia House Records at the time this was pre-internet days, they had 15% of all music sales globally because of this amazing tripwire. Now, I'm sure some of you are probably nodding your head and that you bought this same thing that I did. And over the course of the next 5 or 6 or 7 months, you probably spent another couple $100 on it, not just that $1. And that's the whole theory behind a tripwire. Now, one of my mentors, Joe Polish, came up with this great idea. And he said, Steve, he says, you've got to find your prospects cheese. And he used this illustration to illustrate that, a mouse will do literally anything to get their cheese. They've been known to gnaw through almost a steel door if there's cheese on the other side, right? But as soon as they have this faintest hint that there's a whisker or a cat around, they are absolutely out of there, okay? They are out of there. So you got to find your prospect's cheese. Now, one of my clients here, he was setting up an online craft store, and one of the products that he was going to be selling was candles. And we said, okay, what would be a great tripwire for the candle business? And we thought, well, how about candle wicks? And did some research, and we found out that everybody out there was buying these candle wicks for $15 to $20 per 100 candle wicks. And he found out that he could have these candle wicks made for $2 per 100. So he ran an ad in a big trade publication, and within 90 days, he literally had 70% of the people that were buying candle wicks across the globe, okay, were buying candle wicks from him. And guess what? Once they were in his online store and they already got his cheese, they also got some milk and some bread and some butter, and the other things that went along with that. Now, he wasn't as competitively priced on some of his waxes and some of his other things, but because he already had them in the store and they'd already bought from him, they bought a lot of those other products from him too. And here's what we call guitar player cheese. Now, nobody buys guitar picks except guitar players, right? This guy on eBay, he'll sell you 100 guitar picks for $7.99. And if you look at his seller information circled over here on the right, he's got almost 92,000 customers that have given him feedback. So do you think this guy's in business to sell guitar picks for, 100 guitar picks for $8? No, he sells vintage guitars. That's his core business. But do you think out of 92,000 people that have bought guitar picks from him, some of them might want to buy vintage guitars? You bet they do. Okay, these are some great ideas. Here's some what we call water filter cheese. Okay, if you want to buy this 10-inch Big Blue sediment filter, you can buy it on this website for $13.25. I've got a client, you can go onto his website and buy it for $2.95. And guess what? You might buy a housing or something else that goes along with your whole house water filter at the same time while you're there. Now, this is a company called Survival Life, and what we did here with these people is we turned a bonus into a tripwire. They had a bonus in this $47 product that they were selling, and the bonus was, how to quickly and easily purify any water and turn it into 170 gallons a day. Okay. Now, this company was really struggling. They had an email list of 113,000, and they've been pummeling this list because they only had one product and it was a $47 product. So they keep sending out emails, hey, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. And the list was really becoming dead and stale. So here's what happened after we took that bonus and turned it into a tripwire. So they did a 30-day promotion, okay, offering this tripwire, and 9,926 of the people on that list in 30 days bought the $7 tripwire, which was an 8% conversion. But here's what's interesting. 2,536 of those same people then bought the $47 course. The same $47 course they'd been being pitched all the time. It had just been repackaged and repositioned a little bit. Okay, so they got tripwire sales of $69,482, core offer sales of $119,192, for total sales of $188,674 from an absolutely dead list in 30 days without spending a dollar. Okay? Is there anything you've got that we might be able to repurpose and turn into a tripwire? So here real quick, this was their Survival Life 1,000-click case study. Before they implemented the Tripwire, they had a 1.5% conversion rate on a $47 product. So they made $705 per every 1,000 visitors. After, 8% conversion at $7 is $560 per 1,000 visitors. They'll convert 30% of those at $47 is another $1,128 per 1,000 visitors. Total revenue of $1,688 per 1,000 visitors. That's a 160% increase in customer value. Now here's a case study of a cosmetic surgeon. He had an email list of about 6,000 people. This was strictly an email promotion. We did a thank you promotion, and he said, hey, we realize that you have many choices, and we're thankful that you've chosen our practice for your cosmetic surgery needs. As a way of saying thank you, if you'll give us $1, we'll give you a $100 gift card for services. He had 283 people purchase that offer, just under 5% conversion. And he booked $25,000 in services in just the first 2 days after running that promotion. Here's a case study on a dentist. He had an email list of 2,300 people, but it wasn't a responsive list. He hadn't even emailed them in over 6 months. Excuse me. We did a 4-day patient appreciation promotion. If you donate $10 to help San Diego's homeless, you receive a $100 gift card for dental services. He had 83 patients purchase that gift card. And 35 patients of those came into the office within the first 2 weeks, averaging about $300 per transaction. And he created over $25,000 in revenue within 90 days just from doing that one simple promotion with a Tripwire. Here's a cosmetic dentist, and he wanted to do some veneers. He had an email list of 1,500. He wanted to do a 1-day veneer promotion for $700 per tooth. He decided we'd do a 30-day radio campaign, and he budgeted $5,000 for that. We co-branded the campaign with Da Vinci Labs, who was doing the veneers with him. Da Vinci typically charges $250 per tooth, and we said, hey, we're going to be doing this 30-day radio campaign. What if we use your name in the campaign also? So they reduced their fee from $250 per tooth to $100 per tooth. He sold 83 veneers that day, totaling $58,100 in collections for 1 day. He sold 83 veneers at $100 a piece, $8,300 lab fee, plus $5,000 for radios, $13,300. He made over $40,000 in profit 1 day using a Tripwire. So now you can see why, thanks to a Tripwire, clients can regularly see their sales double. So I guess the question is, when are you going to implement a Tripwire into your practice, and what is that Tripwire going to be? I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you stick around a couple minutes, I've got another one following right behind it where I'm going to talk to you about how I might be able to personally double your practice for you for free. Thank you. How would you like me to personally double, triple, or even quadruple your practice for free? I'm looking for a dream client that I can bring in massive windfalls for. If you're that client, I'll personally work with you one-on-one in your practice to help you double, triple, or maybe even quadruple your revenue in the next 12 months. You pay nothing out of pocket, ever. Here's why. The first thing I'm going to do for you is to personally help you create a strategic plan to bring in immediate money. There's no charge for this, and it only takes about 45 to 60 minutes for us to do together. After doing this type of thing for almost 14 years straight, I've gotten pretty good at fast results. Anyway, I'll even do most of the heavy lifting for you, telling you exactly what to send, how to position your offer, and how to bring in back-end money as well. At the end of this initial planning session, one of these 3 things will happen. 1, you love the plan and decide to implement it on your own. If that's the case, I'll wish you the best of luck and ask that you keep in touch with me to let me know how you're doing. 2, you love the plan and ask to become my client so I can personally help you execute, maximize, and profit from it ASAP. If that's the case, we'll knock it out of the park, and that's a promise. Every single one of my clients gets results. Literally, every single one. Or 3, in the unlikely and unprecedented event that you feel like you've wasted your time, I'll send you $1,000 as payment immediately. No questions asked. Your time is your most valuable asset, and I respect that. It really is just that simple, and there's no catch. Think about this. The worst thing that can happen to you is you get $1,000 for wasting 45 to 60 minutes of your time. The best thing that can happen is we work together one-on-one to increase sales and profits several times over. That's why this is the closest thing to free money you're ever going to see. Here's how it'll work. First, we get on the phone one-on-one and go over your business. I take a look at what you've got, what you're doing, and what you want to achieve going forward. Once we have those raw materials, I help you come up with a strategic plan of action to immediately increase your profits dramatically. There are a certain number of ways I might do this for you. For example, I might show you how to restructure your offer for a better price point, how to pull in buyers from untapped sources, or how to reactivate past customers. And if you have a list of prospects, we're bound to whip up a quick promotion you can run within days and have the cash register ringing over and over again. And like I said, there's no charge for this. So why would I offer it? 2 reasons. First of all, I enjoy it. This type of thing is what I do best, and it makes me very, very happy to see someone achieve financial success and all that comes with it as a result of the help I give them. And second of all, it's how I attract top-level clients. Here's how that works. Assuming you're happy and you want to crank out these types of plans with you all the time, you'll probably want to continue working together long term so I can help you implement them. If this is the case, I might invite you to become a consulting client. My fee is $2,450 a month, but if you think about it, it really doesn't cost you anything. Why? Because I expect to make you much more than $2,450 in the first month. And if we keep working together over the next 12 months, I'm confident I can double your entire business at minimum. Actually, I'll give you a plan to make more than $2,450 during our first conversation, which is free. So you'll see the value by the time we hang up the phone without ever spending a dime. And look, if you don't want to become a client, don't worry about it. You won't get any sales pitch or pressure from me of any kind, ever. In fact, here's my giant balls promise to you. You find our conversation to be incredibly valuable, or I'll pay you $1,000 immediately to compensate you for your time. Now, obviously, this is an amazing offer, which you'll probably never see from any other internet guru in the world. Think about it. I'm personally generating a profit plan for you up front for free, and then letting you pay me later if and only if you decide we want to work together long term. Plus, I'm taking it one bold step further by guaranteeing you'll find this free plan immensely valuable, or I'll pay you $1,000 just for wasting your time. Just tell me and it's yours, no questions asked. Who else would do that? Nobody. I checked. But I'm happy to put it on the line like this because my consulting clients always get great results. Period. My stuff works. And I know that if we work together, you'll make money. Consider this. Over the past 6 years, I've generated over $47 million in sales and profits for myself and my private clients. Anyway, as you can imagine, I'll get a ton of interest from this video. And that's why I need you to listen to this next point carefully. This is not for everybody. Here's who I can help. I'm very picky about who I'll speak with, and I've got a strict but reasonable set of criteria that needs to be met in order for us to proceed. Here it is. You have to have a solid business already. This offer is for dentists who are up and running already and simply want to run a lot faster and a lot farther. You should be doing around high 6 to 7 figures or more each year already. Oh, and I won't work with beginners, folks with bad attitudes or folks with bad reputations. No shenanigans. 2, you must have a steady flow of leads and customers. This means that you're getting consistent traffic and making sales already. You're running ads, you're promoting, and you're selling stuff. You don't have to be everywhere or huge. I just need you to be present in your market. And 3, you must have a list. It really doesn't need to be that big, just responsive. Finally, size actually doesn't matter. And 4, you must do good work, provide good services, and have a good reputation. Everything we do together will not only be bringing you more sales and profits, but we'll be doing it in a way that creates massive goodwill in your marketplace. And in order for us to do that, you need to have your act together. In other words, you need to be legit. 5, you must follow directions. Don't worry, I won't ask you to do anything weird. After all, if you don't actually implement the stuff I give you, neither one of us will make any money. That's it. Those are all my requirements. Here's what I want you to do next. If you meet the criteria as stated above and would like to talk to me personally about getting you incredible results, then I'll happily set aside some time for you. Here's how the process works. First, you'll need to fill an application. Don't worry, it's simple and unobtrusive. I just need to know what you're selling, get an idea of what you want to accomplish, and so forth. Here's what will happen after that. Once I have your application, we'll give you a call to schedule a time for us to talk after I've reviewed your application. Our initial call between 45 and 60 minutes. This is where we really begin working to figure out exactly what you want and how to make it happen. I'll painstakingly review your goals, your offers, and so forth, and I'll deliver a plan to bring in money immediately. If you see the value of becoming a high-level client, great, we can talk about it. And if you don't want to become a client, that's okay too, no biggie. And if you tell me I've wasted your time, I'll give you $1,000 immediately. So you literally can't lose. By the way, I've never had anyone feel like I've wasted their time, ever. That's why I can make this offer. I deliver. Would anyone else take such a risk? Warning, time is a factor. This opportunity is extremely limited because of the intense one-on-one time needed in order to provide you with great results. Therefore, it's physically impossible for me to work with more than a handful of people at a time. Also, you should realize there's a very large demand for personal one-on-one help from me, and what I'm offering to you is simply unprecedented. So with that said, know that the window of opportunity won't be open long. If you feel this is right for you, click the link below this video or visit this page on my website. Thank you for your time.